All right. So everyone knows, the Chinese government is evil. We know that. We all know that. Not all the Chinese people know that, but the rest of the world knows that. And, you know, it should have been clear by 2008 that China's, reforms, the liberalization of its economy, things like that were turning around and they were going back to a totalitarian communist state. And I think it became even more clear, and there was absolutely no excuse in 2019 when coronavirus happened, and they lied about it. It's you know inexcusable. But here's the thing: how do the people compare? How do the people of the West compare to the people of China? Well, you live in China. You don't have a free internet. The news is all pro China and filled with falsehoods. Um, so you can kind of understand if a Chinese person is you know supporting their government, etc. Now compare that to a Westerner who knows what's going on in China. They know about Xinjiang and everything else. Okay, so they have no excuse. And so let's talk about that for a bit. So this is the foreign investment in China, and as you can see in 2021, it was higher than ever before. Fascinating. This is apparently a cumulative curve, so it hits like the highest at the end. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah, so um, you know, it's just it's the highest it's ever been. Fascinating thing is if you look at it, it says Asian, or I don't know how to pronounce that. This is referring to like Indonesia and Malaysia, the countries from that region, and Belt and Road. You know, it says that the increase from that was like around 26%, which is not enough to explain the full, the full surge. And let's take a look at who funds China. Um, so we have Hong Kong, which is part of China, so I don't know that should count as foreign investment. You have Singapore, Korea, and Japan. That's fair. They're neighbors. You can't help but help your neighbors out. I know that Korea and Japan don't necessarily like China, but it's just a reality that and you're expected to help out your neighbors. But let's look at the other top. Virgin Islands. I don't know if it's the American or the British one. It's part of the West. Cayman Islands, owned by the British, the Netherlands, United States, Macau, another part of China, and Germany. It's like, that's interesting. So you have people that know, okay, genocide, um, you know, organ harvesting, um, suppression of religious rights, suppression of speech, suppression of the media. What they did to Hong Kong, the kerfuffle with Taiwan, and these countries, the people still continue to pour money into China, keep putting businesses in China. Absolutely no reason they should be doing that, but they continue to do it. So like I said earlier, the Chinese people, they have an excuse, but the West, they have no excuse. And anyone knows that the reason that the Chinese Communist Party can stay in power is because they can say like, hey, you may not be free, but hey, at least there's some wealth here. And that's a held belief in China that it's okay that they're not democratic as long as the money is flowing in. It's like, well, who makes sure that the money flows in? You have the West.